correct. The Holy Spirit will always make the right choice. And that's why he said, able men such as fear God. The qualification, first of all, is that they're believers. The qualification, first of all, is that they love God. So what if you're dealing in a secular situation and they're not a Christian? It doesn't make any difference. There's lots of people running around that call themselves Christian, and they're the child of Satan. The fact that they call themselves Christian means nothing at all. But you're still stuck with the same responsibility. How do I make a choice? And the answer is you make it in the Holy Spirit. You pray about it, and God will say, that one. And then you ask God, are you sure? And he'll say yes. And he'll give you a sign. He'll give you something to let you know that this is the right choice. If you ask him, if you're not sure, he will. He has no problem confirming his word. And then you can make that choice. And other people around will say, I don't think you chose right. Oh, you made a mistake. But you know what? When you're in the Holy Spirit, you're 100% correct. That's the good thing about it. It's like, but do you trust the Holy Spirit enough? Or do you trust what you see? We were dealing with in a professional setting not that long ago, and one on paper looked absolutely. We were dealing with a professional, and they had a choice to make, and between personnel, and one looked absolutely perfect for the position, and the other one looked so-so. And my wife and I both knew the answer. The one that was so-so was actually the correct one. So we had to work with this professional who is a believer, but it's like, but it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. It doesn't. But they finally decided. They prayed about. They finally got peace and chose the other one that looked so-so. Turned out to be just absolutely dynamite, because it wasn't about qualifications. It wasn't about experience. It had everything to do with that person being the perfect fit for their requirement. And that's what it comes down to. It's practical. The Holy Spirit is practical. So we come back to the beginning of this. It's like, do you get into situations where it feels like it's too much? It's God's way of telling you, you've taken too much. And that means you have to rethink what you're doing. First of all, you have to reprioritize. What is important? Whatever you're doing, it might be the highest priority, but you've given too much priority to it. It's not your only priority. So you have to ask yourself, first of all, is this my first priority? What are my other priorities? How much time should I be allocating to this? And now, if I'm allocating too much, what is my problem? Am I just taking on too much? Do I need to delegate? Or do I simply need to draw a line and say, I can take this, but I can't take that? And all of those things you can make intellectual decisions about. You can make emotional decisions about. And every time those decisions will be wrong. But when you pray and you ask God what your priorities are and what the limitations of those priorities are and where you need to draw the line, He'll draw those lines for you in a very seamless way. He's going to minimize the conflict. It's not to say that there won't be any conflict, but He will minimize the conflict. He will bring harmony into the situation. The Holy Spirit is a very practical thing. Christianity is a practical thing. But it's only practical if we apply it. Otherwise, it's just like a lapel pin. It looks nice, but it has no application. It has no value. Lapel pin it's just an opinion. Just says something. But you got to make it alive. When you make it alive, when you apply it to your life, it's practical, it's powerful, and it brings solutions. And that is our message today.